What the fuck? Where's my money, Holmes? What the fuck? Ain't nothing ever been, nobody ever gave me no fucking food or cookies or no other fucking shit like that when I was working anywhere the fuck else. And I would tell that to people. I was a whole spiel. Hey, man, I've never worked around anybody who's ever given me shit besides the fucking check that I work for. Ain't nobody ever given me a, yo, dog, you know what I mean? Here's a fucking cookie. I hope you have a great day. Stay up, stay blessed. Yo, dog, I fucking spent all night making these fucking muffins for 2 hours. And I wanted, no one's ever told me, yo, I just was thinking about you or whatever. Here's some fucking muffins, right? Why the fuck am I yelling and screaming about muffins and shit? I don't fucking know, but it sounded pretty good, right?
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Sorbavelli, back in the place to be, La Merca Superior Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct. It's your boy Mr. 9 Times. And what's so crazy about these fucking phones is that you could do a podcast with them. Like before, you would need a crackerjack ass Canon or any of these other digital cameras and shit. But thankfully with these phones, you could do it just like that, like how I'm doing now. And the homies be like, yo, you giving up too much of the game. So fucking what, man? Speaking of the game and not the game, this shit is fucking too low. Hold on. Yo. All right. I think I put it a little too loud. All right. But I think we're good there. So going back to the phones, why do phones have like 3 fucking lenses? This phone I'm doing, I got like 4. So I'm like, which one of you do I look at? Do I look at this one? Do I look at that one? Or do I look at that one? I don't know. I don't know. Now this shit is creeping me out. Now I wish I would have just done it reverse. Because I'm trying to do it like when you take a selfie, that's how I usually do it. So I could see myself and I could see my fucking surrounding areas. But we're guessing now and I'm fucking hot. So I'll take my hat off. Because it's 100 degrees. It was 101 degrees today in sunny California, Ontario. It was hot as a bitch and it was Pokemon Community Day. So I was out there catching Pokemon with the homie. And I'm going to put my phone on silent because, yo, the baby cakes, I ain't going to fucking respond to your raids. I've done, anybody who's ever like befriended me on Pokemon Go, just know I'm probably not going to invite myself. You're probably going to invite me to a raid that I already got the Pokemon. So if you don't know, in Pokemon Go, there's raids to Pokemon. There's what's called a raid. So you battle other Pokemon to catch it. I done caught already all these Pokemon before, like literally all of them shits. And the ones that I haven't caught are because I feel like I don't need them or they're too hard or something. So, fuck was I going to say? I was going to say something. This is going to be a very, we're going to talk about some things this episode, you know? I have just like, it's so fucking weird, bro, because it's before I feel like I would have depression. Now I just have like anxiety and I live with this shit like every day. And you never know what your fucking triggers are. Fuck, man. I wish I would have put the fucking AC up in this bitch. But whatever, we're here. If I'm sweating and I got to sweat through the hat, it's all good. I just got this hat. I fucking love this hat right here. You know, LA, La Merca Superior. I'm not a Dodgers fan. You know what I mean? So this was a sick ass hat. It was flat, but then I got the bent brim. I kind of like it, but then I kind of don't. So it's, if anything, I'm just going to rock this hat this way because just something about the flat bill. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I need to, I don't know. I got to really just rock with it for a little bit and then see what I like about it. So I guess June, let me look this up because I want to say June is Men's Mental Health Month, which is it June? Is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month with the stigma surrounding men's mental health issues. This month is key for visibility and spreading awareness. So, which is cool because we're going to get into this. So, I want to keep a timeline of shit because I don't like bouncing back and forth. Pause. This is going to be, I want to get all the heavy shit out first. You know what I mean? Sometimes I leave it to the end of the podcast or whatever. So, because I have so many topics that I wanted to talk about. But let's just jump right into it, man. Men's mental health awareness. So I feel like, especially within my family, I've been said this before, but the males are neglected. We live in a matriarchal family, which is, I don't know if matriarchal families are prominent in the American society, quote unquote, because American is just a blend of ethnic and cultural groups of peoples together. But in the Mexican household, I would say that it's kind of more on the matriarchal side, just because I feel like women are kind of put on a pedestal in some certain ways. Now, me personally, out of my cousins and out of my friends and things of that, like of all that, I don't really know too many homies that have a patriarchal family. It's always kind of the women are either leading or put on a pedestal and all that shit. Maybe it has to do with like women getting their quince or certain things like that, certain things that have to do more so with women. But let me just talk about my family because I feel like I'm speaking more so in general and not personally, which I'm not. Like, whenever I speak in general, it's just like it flies out the fucking window. I feel like a lot of what I say. But in this family, in my family, I would say both sides of my family were very matriarchal. The women ran shit. My great grandmother Elvira was the head of the household. Then I think the oldest is my grandmother. So then when Elvira passed on, then my grandmother took over. And my grandmother, I feel like it was more so that she fell into her position. And I think that's what it is, because I've seen that a lot with Mexican families. The women, they kind of have to fall in this leadership role because of they have to step up in the family because of certain things that went on in their life. Like with my grandmother, she was taken out of the third grade to help support the family because they just weren't making enough. They were poor. They had my grandmother, I wanted my grandmother on the podcast, and I was crying because she, not only was it like a no, but my grandmother was like, fuck no, I'm not going to get on your podcast. What are we going to talk about? I think I said this. I think I talked about this on the podcast somewhere before, but she was like, what is there to talk about? I woke up at 5 a.m. Imagine waking up at 5 a.m. every day, picking the fucking fields until the sun went down. And that's your life. You don't get educated, and you're doing it for the fucking sake of your family. You're not doing it out of, oh, let's make some money. You're doing out of there's no other option. It's either I do this or we're fucked. So I feel like that's where the matriarchal, the archetype in the family was birthed. Now in this generation, I definitely do not see any of the women stepping up and taking on a leadership role, because there's not those type of situations or necessities. You dig? Like, everyone's doing their own thing. My grandmother definitely picked my sister out of everybody. And I guess my sister, See, what it was when all like my grandmother and her brothers and sisters had kids, I think my cousin, the oldest ones were Lorraine, Candace, and then my sister. So shout out to all them. But, you know, my grandmother, I think, picked my sister to be the head of the table next in line. But I definitely don't see her doing that. As a matter of fact, I see my dad being the head of the table. And I feel like that's really is what is gonna, it's already turned the tables. Like my dad is already like communicating the, hey, like, where are we gonna, like if no one is said we're all gonna coordinate where we're gonna spend the holidays, and my dad is like, okay, well, we're gonna go here, we're gonna fucking have the shit here or something like that. And it's not like my dad has a whole leadership role in the like the sole leadership role in the family. It's kind of pretty much broken up between my dad and like my other tío, which is a very interesting thing. This is why I kind of don't want a big family. I've always wanted a big family, but because of this, now I'm just like, oh, fuck. I guess there's pros and cons to everything. If you have a small family, you know, there's only a few of you to take care of each other. If you have a big family, there's a lot of what's going on now where it's like people don't fuck with each other. Like everyone has these clans within the family, and it's like, let's just say, right? And this is what it is in my family. The Garcias hang around the Garcias. The Perez, we hang around the Perez. The fucking, you know, there's the others, you know what I mean? Like we're bits and pieces of each family hang out together. And I feel like that's really like me and a few other of my cousins. We were in that, okay, like we could rock with whoever we want because I'm not exclusive to one family. If we're all family, we're all fucking family. And that's how I feel about it. With the whole men's mental health thing, I think it's important, especially in my family, that we try to understand our traumas and our triggers, because especially as men, and society now is so fucking weird where the women are putting themselves to a high fucking standard to where they want everything. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying like a majority of what you see on social media. And even like some people I know, like they do not want to be. It's interesting because they don't want to be dependent, but they don't want to be independent either. Like some of the cold-hearted broads I've ever seen ever are like either the money getters with sugar daddies, or they're strippers, or whatever it is. You know, it don't have to be on grounds of like some sort of sexual favor. Jesus Christ, bitch, I don't want to raid with you. Holy shit. See these broads over here? I'm fucking around. But I think it's really important that we check up on our brothers, because I mean, me personally, man, I've just been like on a roller coaster of emotions, and thank God it's been Gemini season has been really fucking good to me. But like there's so much going on, good, mostly good, right? But a lot of the emotions within me have been like fucking, I've been running on the afterburners right now. And I told my dad I don't want to go anywhere. He wanted to go and get fucking ammo for Turner's. I told him I don't want to go. Like literally, I just want to go and fucking play Pokemon, and I just want to come back. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere, and I don't want to fucking do anything today or tomorrow, because I have the new jale that I got going on Monday, and I'm going to be working full time. So that's why I set everything up, all the music, all the videos, all the shit that's going on, all the podcasts that you're seeing right now, that's like Back to the Future or whatever. That's the reason why I'm preparing for everything, but I have the energy to do it, but I'm burning myself out, guys. And it's so interesting when I see some of the homies on Instagram that they post, you know what I mean? A lot of them post fucking men's mental health awareness. And I think it's crazy because that says a lot. That means that And shout out to the few women, like 2 of them out there posted you know what I mean, like fucking, you know, we're praying for our strong brothers out there. But then the next day it's like, fuck my baby daddy, or fucking like he's a bitch, or this is why men suck balls, or whatever the fuck. And it's kind of like, whatever it is, it's not all the, like, it's always a movement in the public eye. You know what I mean? Like, it's an issue in public, but it's not an issue across the board, if that makes sense. Like, it's an issue on social media. Like, to other people, oh, well, yeah, it's men's mental health, but you're not doing shit. Like, you still shitting on dudes for whatever reason. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that people, I'm seeing people do that. I'm just saying, like, I'm just watching a few things, and I'm like, well, that's some fucking bullshit, you know? Mental health, man. I'm the biggest advocate for this shit. I've been through the fucking ringer when it comes to like just dealing with my whole fucking psyche and shit, because I'm not gonna lie, guys, I feel like I'm not all the way there. I don't want to say psychologically, but I feel like I've been broken down so many fucking times, and I've had to repair myself, that it's kind of like, you ever see a car that's been like, it's got a different door, a different fucking hood, or a different engine. Like I feel like I'm the same. Like, that's what it is. It's like I'm the same car, but like all my parts and shit are made up from different things, because I had to repair myself in so many different ways. That's what I mean. I don't mean to, I'm not implying that I have any sort of like mental issues or disorders or any of that nature, because I know I don't, because I've been around people that do. So I wouldn't fucking try to be like one of these people. Oh, I have this. Like, oh, like, you know what I mean? I've seen that where people try to get some sort of clout off of having mental issues, but I've really had them, and I'm proud to say that I've risen above a lot of bullshit that I've had to go through. And I think we should be a little bit more communicative, and just overall, like, not even, it don't even got to be about dudes. I don't want people to be like, I'm only advocating for one thing. It's like, I'm advocating for everybody, because, you know, I've been talking to this girl. Hopefully we're still talking or whatever, but, you know, she's got some issues, and like, sorry if you're watching this, and I don't mean to air your business out, but she's got issues with her baby daddy. And the way I was thinking about it is, now that you dropped the ball, I got to pick this shit up and run with it and be the bigger man for you. Not saying all the way, like, I'm not saying that I have to step up and fill your shoes, because I don't need to do shit. I'm just saying, like, because women are cold-hearted because of their baby daddies, men are cold-hearted because of their baby mamas. Is it a guy issue? Is it a women issue? No, it's a fucking overall people issue. Don't fucking have kids when you're 18 and you're not ready. If you're still like, this is why I was so careful. I'm super careful about getting into relationships with anything. It doesn't have to be just women. It could just be in business and anything, bro. I'm super careful because I know how fast this shit can snowball into some other bullshit, whether it be good or bad. You know what I mean? I'm always on my P's and Q's, and I try to always keep a open mind, and like, well, this ain't really going nowhere. You know what I mean? You could see, what do they say? The fucking 100, you could see 100 stairs from the top, or I don't know, I'm fucking it up, but basically you could see the whole flight of stairs. Basically what the fuck I'm trying to say is, like, it ain't hard to tell where certain situations are going. I always try to make things work, even if it was to the detriment of my own health. And now I'm learning that I can't do that. I have to step back. You want to party, you want to do this shit, you want to do whatever with me, I can't. I'm sorry. Versus before, I'd be like, yeah, I bust my ass. I'll do whatever. I'll do the most. What's that song? I tried to do handstands for you. I literally would try to do that for people. And you could call me selfish or whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck what you want to call it. But literally, I'm trying to do what's best for me, because if I don't, it's only going to make me even more sad and upset. And the more you give to people, the fucking more they take. What's funny is me and my dad were just talking about how he used to get donuts for his crew in where he worked. Not a crew, but like for his coworkers at his job. And he did this every week for 2 years straight, donuts, right? So I'm pretty sure at first people were like, yeah, we got some donuts. Woo, we got donuts. Look at Louie, he got donuts, right? And I know for a fact, at the beginning, they're very thankful. Thank you very much. Louie, you the homie, you know what I mean? This is the homie, brings donuts. I told you he was a cool guy, yada, yada. By week 3, I bet you, it was just like, hey, y'all, it's Thursday, we getting donuts. And my dad said that. He was like, yo, it's Thursday, we getting donuts. Donut day, until he stopped. And I bet you the fucking, what's so funny, my dad's hilarious for this, because he says some shit like, my dad's a super Virgo, so they're cerebral, and they got a master escape plan. All Virgos do that. Shout out to all my Virgos out there. But my dad was like, when he stopped bringing donuts, hey, for under health reasons, I'm not going to bring any more donuts. And I'm sure that would, like, people under the breath were like, bullshit. But, it's true. Like, my dad was saying a lot of his coworkers are diabetic. So that's really my dad looking out for his coworkers. But I'm pretty sure people were like, man, fuck that fool, Louie. He's over here. Stop bringing donuts. We supposed to bring donuts all the fucking time, bro. Like, what the fuck? Just shit like that, man, is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you or what you got going on. All they care about is themselves. A lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people. And it's funny because the reason why I brought that up to my father was because I was telling him how people would call me the muffin man, because I would bring muffins to work. I would give out muffins freely and cookies and shit. And I stopped because people would say, hey, Serbs, where the cookies at, dog? Where the muffins? And I would say, matter of fact, they say, where's my cookie? What the fuck? Where's my money, Holmes? What the fuck? Ain't nobody ever gave me no fucking food or cookies or no other fucking shit like that when I was working anywhere the fuck else. And I would tell that to people. I was a whole spiel. Hey, man, I've never worked around anybody who's ever given me shit besides the fucking check that I work for. Ain't nobody ever given me yo, dog, you know what I mean? Here's a fucking cookie. I hope you have a great day. Stay up, stay blessed. Yo, dog, I fucking spent all night making these fucking muffins for 2 hours. And I want to, no one's ever told me, yo, I just was thinking about you or whatever. Here's some fucking muffins, right? Why the fuck am I yelling and screaming about muffins and shit? I don't fucking know, but it sounded pretty good, right? My whole fucking point with this story was, people, the more you give, the more people are gonna fucking take. And it's fucking bullshit. So I think it goes back to with what I always say about society and how we need to fix the shit that goes on around us. A lot of people believe that they live in fucking bubbles, which to a certain degree, a lot of people do. But guess what? We're all dominoes in the world. You know what I mean? We just affect each other locally or in fucking in our families or whatever. But we're all puzzle pieces to the bigger picture. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't see it that way. So with the whole mental health thing, you got to be on point, man. You got to be on. We're already 23 fucking minutes in, and I have like so much more to talk about that I know we're not going to get. This has been happening like the last, probably since like 6 episodes ago. I haven't even been talking about everything. And I think at this point, I'm just going to start deleting topics that I haven't talked about, which were cool. But the way I love doing these podcasts is like, if I don't really feel it, I'm not going to go with it. So why am I so anxious? Why do I have so much energy? Well, I was playing Pokemon with the homie, Shout out to him. I don't know if I want to name him. He's probably going to see this anyway, right? But we're playing Pokemon and shit. And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, he started talking about this girl I used to really like in high school. And I mean, I love this chick. Liking would be like I had strong feelings for this girl, right? And for the longest time, I was trying to like bag her, you know what I mean? But she put me all the way in the friend zone. And I was doing my best to try to get out of it. Word to the wise to all the homies out there. If a girl ever friend zones you, you might as well just block her, because there's no way you're gonna best friend shimmy shimmy ya shimmy yam shimmy yang into some pussy. You're not gonna do that. That's not gonna happen. You might as well just dead it right there. If she looks at you as a friend and you look at her like more than a friend, right? Or just be straight up like, hey, I have strong feelings for you, because this is what I never did. She had to figure it out and be like, hey, I do not have those kind of feelings for you. And she pretty much cut me off. So this girl was very like romantically involved with this other dude, and like fucking she would call me and hit me up, and like kind of I would be like her fucking lifeboat or whatever it is, like what's them shits, the life preserve or lifesavers or whatever for this girl between her and her man. And I don't know, my stupid ass probably thought that was gonna get me to have some sort of affectionate feelings with this girl, and it never happened, right? So years and years, and I went through a heartbreak. Like when she cut me off, I would cry to sleep, and cry me a river, and you know what I mean. What's that? I'm so lonely. I'm Mr. Love. Shout out to Akon. But I was, man, and it really fucked me up bad, like really bad. I mean, I had to literally sever and bury and suppress all emotions I had for this girl. This is already like almost 10 years ago. So with the homie, we're playing Pokemon, and he's like, yo, you remember that one chick? I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that one chick. What's up? And he's like, man, I always liked this girl. And I don't know why he brought this up to me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I liked her too, man. Yeah, that's crazy. And then he starts talking about how, they would be kissing and shit, and she was trying to make a move on him, and he was too young, so he didn't understand it. And right then and there, all those feelings that I had suppressed and I had just cut off, they came back like a gut punch, right? So when he said that shit, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even know how to process. Like, so much was going on in my head that I didn't know how to process it. And then I felt like the heaviness of like the anxious feelings I was getting. And I was like, oh, hell no, what the fuck? So when I left, I started thinking about it. Why am I feeling this way? You know what I mean? It was really gonna fuck my whole day up. I literally didn't even know how to deal with it. And this is like 10 years ago. You're talking about like Serbs. What the fuck? Fuck this bitch, dog. Like, if she's just a friend, she says she's just a friend. Like, fuck this broad. You know what I mean? But it's like going back to the mental health shit. I never dealt with it the proper way. Just like how I know I haven't dealt with the deaths of my friends and family the proper way. And it's okay. I just want to tell everybody out there, it's all right. If you haven't dealt with things the proper way, that's fine. There's no amount of time that's going to be set for you to heal from your traumatic experiences in life. In life, healing is an ongoing progressive progress. Whether you're cool with somebody or not, whether you've fucking however it is you deal with you got to be very careful about how you heal. Some people heal by drinking. Some people heal by cutting other people off and not dealing with shit. You got to be very cognizant of the fact that we are all here together on this earth trying to heal. So with this girl, Very interesting. She's like, when we were younger, she was super hippie. Like, in my opinion, she was super hippie, very like, you know what I mean? I just love that. I think what attracted me to her was like she had, and the homie said it too. Like, she just like was a good person. She was a good person. She had a great personality. You could tell she was a pure soul. You know what I mean? And now she fucking works in Vegas and she works in some casino. And I was like, yo, you, and I hit her up too, like maybe like 2 years ago or something like that. Like, this is how, you could tell, like, you're not over, not that I'm definitely over, like, I've accepted the fact that we'll never be nothing ever again. Like, that's fine. I could live with that. But them feelings, that shit never goes away. Even with like some other girls and shit like that, it never goes away. To the fucking, to the broads out there, to these bitches that be talking about, oh, he hasn't healed from his ex. I'm pretty sure you haven't too, bro. Like, when you really have strong feelings. And I'm not talking about, you think she's cute. No, you like this person because you feel like that, whatever, that soul connection, the whatever it is, it goes deeper than just, oh, I think she's attractive. Like, it goes deep, bro. Like, to me, in my opinion, there's been so many girls I've had crushes on, and I've dated like a motherfucker. Like, you don't, like, you fucking grata pasada to me, bro, because you just didn't have, I never felt that connection, right? But like with this chick, it just brought out all these feelings. So like literally for the past like fucking 3 hours, I'm over here like, I got to talk about this on the podcast. It just like everything about it, just with the whole mental health thing and the girl and the homie, it was just like, why am I feeling like this? It's because I haven't brought myself to heal. And I'm always going to ask myself why. I'm always going to try to deal with it. And it's wild. So I kind of just wanted to share that with everybody. Like, there's going to be relationship problems, whether they be like platonic or romantic or family wise. It's not about what you go through. It's about how you go about dealing with it. And I see that with a lot of people. There's different personalities that people have, and it just don't mix with other shit. You know what I mean? The homie probably felt those vibes too. Like, oh shit, he really liked this girl and I probably said too much. You didn't say too much, bro. You probably said enough to, had you said too much, I probably really would have been like, yo, I ain't trying to hear that shit. And it would have been really obvious that like, I had like jealous undertones and shit. But the way I look about it, I think about it, bro, is like, those women are not for me. Like, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be, bro. And who the fuck am I to try to forcefully take that or kind of bring myself down into this place where it's like, it's fucking my mind up because I just don't know how to accept the fact that people are who they are. You have to accept people for who they are and not who you want them to be. Stop living in this fucking fantasy land where everyone is going to love you or like you or is going to somehow give you any favors or some kind, because it's not going to happen, bro. You got to deal with the fact that you're going to walk on this earth and a lot of people are going to not like you and a lot of people might like you. Who gives a fuck? You got to be true in who you are. And I feel like I more so said that about myself. Just me to myself. I had to say that out loud. You know, when you speak shit into existence, you got to say that shit. You know what I mean? So I love that. So let me just, it's okay to let go. It really is okay to let go. Trust me. You're hurting yourself by holding on, because what happens is these people that you put all your faith, trust, and your chips on, if they're not reciprocating that, you are going to fucking find yourself in some deep shit if you do not know how to handle that. And trust me, I've been through it countless fucking times where I've cared for or I've done things for people thinking that they would, not thinking they would give me the same respect in return, But just hoping, like, hey, hopefully they see I'm a genuine person and they reciprocate that. No, 9 times out of 10, when I've expected somebody to give me the respect I gave them, it's always been like, fuck you and fuck that respect. I should have gotten that respect. You should respect me because I'm a respectable cocksucking motherfucker. Pause. That's how some people are. And you got to navigate through that in this life, because if you don't, you're going to end up going fucking crazy. Believe me. Believe me on that shit. I'm yelling a lot on this episode, which is fine. Fuck them. I advocate for my people out there, man, because as much bullshit I talk and all this other great, funny, hippity-dippity shit I talk, I really feel like I got to spread the gospel. This is the God's hour. You know what I mean? What's today's mathematics, bruh? Wisdom and wisdom all being born to fucking culture freedom, bruh. You got to be wise. You know what I mean? Your wise words and your wise actions will set you free today, tomorrow, and the next day. I know there's so many. I know that was the weak ass fucking mathematics, but that was just off the top. Like, I don't have the whole shit memorized and all that shit. But these are my mathematics. You know what I mean? Like, just, you gotta know, and you have to have the intellectual substance in yourself to say there's situations I will not be around and there's situations I will be around. It's all about, this whole world runs around consent. So what are you going to consent yourself to? Are you going to enable people to fuck you over? Or are you going to enable yourself to say, you know what? I'm done fucking with these people and it's time to get to fucking work and start doing great things with great people. And I feel like that's what I started doing. I dropped all the luggage. Sometimes you just carry and you hold all this weight and resentment and fucking anger, and it don't get you nowhere, bro. You gotta let it go. You gotta let that shit go, man, because too much weight will sink you. You will literally be stuck in one place if you do not drop all of your luggage off. All the deep, all the dark, all the hatred, all the poison. It's just poison in your body, dog. So men's mental health, I talked about this for 36 fucking minutes. I love it. We could talk 36 minutes more, but I literally haven't even talked about a lot of shit, man. Yeah, I passed that. I passed this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Should we just talk about some fun shit? So we got all the heavy shit out of the way. All right. Gemini season. Gemini season has brought me many blessings. I'm a fucking Gemini. I love being a Gemini. It's Gemini season. I really felt like it brought everything. Like, people think, oh, it's my season. It's gonna be on, dog. Hell nah, man. That energy for fucking blast. And especially like with this shit right here. Oh my God, I went through a fucking roller coaster. I talked about this already, but when people say, oh, like angel numbers, you're gonna see angel numbers. Literally, dog, I think that's the corniest shit. But I've been seeing angel numbers, which is weird, like 444, 555, 333, crazy one, 666. Yikes, that's a little, you know what I mean? And a lot of people, the homie Advis was talking about this, but like a lot of people like misconstrue 666 and they are related to the devil. So let's just look it up right now. 666, angel number meaning. A reminder to focus. When you encounter 666, it urges you to pay closer attention. Becoming overly obsessed with perfection and taking things too seriously can divert your attention from the bigger picture, which is like, you know, people like 666, the devil, you know what I mean? Becoming overly obsessed with perfection, you know what I mean? I think that's crazy. Yeah, that's wild. Let me see. Why is 666 the devil's number? It's said to identify growth, shortcoming, and failure in the eyes of Jehovah. Well, good thing I don't believe in that. Yeah, it's another. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to get into this. You know. Yeah, I'm not even gonna speak on that shit. Yeah. So that was a very anticlimactic for the topic. Yeah. Chicken tacos are fire. Y'all are fucking smoking dicks if y'all don't fuck with chicken tacos. Literally, I was having this conversation with the homegirls, and we was talking about what I ate and shit, and I said, yeah, I had chicken tacos. Chicken tacos? Ugh, brother, ugh. Like, you know what I mean? And this fucking hat is making my fucking cocoa all fucking hot. Pause. But I'm like, chicken tacos? How the fuck is you hating on chicken tacos, bro? That literally didn't even make sense. And this shit, I already got this fucker all sweaty. God damn it, bro. But literally, I couldn't even fucking believe it. I'm like, how the fuck are you hating on chicken tacos? You ever had pollo asado? Yes. You like pollo asado? Yes. Okay, well, how the fuck? You've never had pollo asado on a fucking tortilla? Yeah, it's delicious. Okay, so you like chicken tacos. Like, what are we fucking talking about? I can't really eat red meat. Red meat is like me personally right now. I told y'all in my health and all that shit from the last episode. I can't really be eating some of these certain things. I can't be eating the way I do. I say that, and I'm still eating fucking candies and cookies and shit. But I'm trying to like limit myself, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'm going to eat anymore. I say that, but I might just make myself a bag of popcorn and call it a day. But you know what? Because I said that, I'm not going to eat any more today. I got other shit to do. I got fucking things I'm going to be working on. I got to treat the pond and all this other shit. So yeah, I'm not going to eat anymore. I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to work on my whatever I got to work on. And that's you know? So going back to the chicken taco shit, yeah, y'all are crazy. If you think chicken tacos aren't good, you must think fucking blowjobs suck too. Like, but it's true. Like, how have you not? Literally, shout out to the homie Iceberg. His mom made some of the best chicken tacos I've ever had in my life. Like, probably the best. You know what I mean? Like, some people, they just give you it's either shredded chicken breast, like fajita style, or it's like chicken thighs. I really do think Mama Iceberg made chicken thigh tacos, but they were minced. And I love minced chicken tacos because the consistency and the texture, every bite feels even. You don't feel like you're taking a big ass bite in a one little piece and then you get, just a little bit in the next. Like, it's very consistent, right? So if you haven't had chicken tacos, I suggest you try them. They're fucking delicious. And if you don't like them, suck a fucking dick. Makes sense to me. What else do we got? Okay, some of these is kind of like, nah. We're already at 41 minutes, so let's end it off with Yahir Saldivar. I told you I wanted to be doing the albums of the week. The last week was No Mercy, No Fear, G-Unit. I'm still bumping that mixtape. It's hella fire. I feel like Lloyd Banks has some of his best verses. Probably Banks' Victory is like my favorite verse on the whole. It might be my favorite Banks verse of all time. And then also too on that whole mixtape. Like, he bodied. Like, I will literally sing that whole... Or not sing, but I'll literally rap that whole verse. How does he start it off? I got a fetish for fly shit. Stains want to court a bitch like she Queen Latifah. Now the vehicles is long enough to stash the sweet sweepers. This shit could get uglier than the Masterpiece sneaker. We sliding through the ruckers with Prada on the chucker, so the spring break hoes home from college wanna fuck us. I ain't here to drop knowledge on you suckers. I sit rock rollers on you fuckers. Cops following the cuffers. Top dollars that discuss us. Whole lot of zeros. When it comes to paper, I blow the soul out of hero. Like, bro, if you don't fuck with Lloyd Banks, if you don't fuck with that verse, you just an imbecile, right? So for this week's album of the week, it's not an album, but Yahir Saldivar, he's the one for bringing back popularizing like narco cumbias, and he's a young dude, so he don't have an album out, but he has a pretty good body of work, at least 40 minutes of songs. So my favorite songs are actually La Chimichanga is pretty good. Like I'm always gonna love La Chimichanga for its breakout song. Like that's what put him on the map. But La Caravana, that's like one of my favorite songs. En Una Mancha, La Baliniza. There's one more song. It's like taca taca ta la 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 Poroto calibre trae los plebes. That shit is obviously many Rippertons, la 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 la. Loving you is easy. Cause like, they took that song. Fuck, man. I think Los Parnas is on that shit with let me see. If I can't look it up within one thing. Let me see. I want to say I know El After After or whatever El After After. Look at me trying to go from speaking like like gringo fucking Spanish to like, El After After, you know what I mean? After. Y'all are like, man, this fool can't speak Spanish for shit. Fuck you too, bitch. Is it? Oh, Tirándoles. There you go. Tirándoles. Da-da-da-da. All right, I'm gonna shut it off because they flagged me last time and I had to cut this shit. I love this shit. That song, that's probably my favorite Yahir Saldivar song. And it's funny because all this fool talks about is drug trafficking, and I'm like, it's super weird because I'm so like not for the cartel shit, but it's just super fucking dope. Like I can't be hypocritical because I've talked about drugs and a lot of what this fool talks about, I've talked about. So I can't be hypocritical and say, oh, no, this fool's a fucking, we got to stop these kids. Like, no, bro. Like, it's a really dope. It's one of those things, like, where it reminds me of Travis Scott's. Like, I always thought Anecdote was a stupid song because he's basically advocating for drug usage or popping pills. She filmed, I'm going higher than the room. She filled my mind up with ideas. Like, you know what I mean? It's a stupid fucking song. And my dad was like, he was listening to La Caravana and he was like, this is a fucking stupid ass song, which is like the same thing. I think if we're all honest about our like hypocriticism and shit like that, we'll be like a lot better off. But I love this fool's music. It's really got me back into like trying to speak Spanish more, like with my grandma. And it's like, you know what I mean? The irony, right? Like he's talking all this like bad shit, but yet like it's bringing like a good vibe to it, a good beat and all that shit. So I don't know, man. Like corridos have always been like that, like Chalino, but Chalino wasn't. He was more like, he wasn't a narco corrido. He was just like a what do they call them? What do they call corrido? People who sing corridos. I don't know. He's just a fucking a singer, right? A crooner or whatever the fuck. But yeah, they're calling this fool. And to me, right off the bat, I said it myself that this fool's the new Chalino Sanchez. If you don't know who Chalino Sanchez is, he was a cartel affiliated, supposedly singer, and he was killed by the cartel. Now, hopefully, this doesn't happen to Yahir Saldivar. I hope everything goes good with him. And I'll just plug his music just because that's what I've been listening to and that's what I've been enjoying. You could judge me if you want. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I'll probably say you're right that this fool is advocating for a lot of the corruption and violence that's going on in Mexico. But hey, man, what came first, the chicken or the egg? It's not like these fools are making music that's it's not like these people are making music and the violence is happening and they're making music out of it. It's like with anything, right? The fucking the people that don't live that lifestyle are making music in that lifestyle. I mean, I would hope not. I talk my street shit, but I don't live the street lifestyle, but I've been around street shit. So I mean, at least, like, you know what I mean? I could. But then again, I go out and I say that all this shit isn't real. You know what I mean? Versus, which I think is commendable, versus this fool is like shouting out the guys that he runs with. So I think it's very interesting. Everybody who is interested or whatever, like, go check the kid out. Yahir Saldivar, he's fucking dope. And yeah, message of the day. I think we hit it on the nail about 2,000 times in this podcast. Just to be aware of your triggers. Be aware of your healing processes. Everybody has a different process. What works for me not work for you. What works for me might not work for you. So don't go around and buy all these self-help books thinking that is going to be the key to your prognosis or whatever the fuck it is. Like, just go out and make sure that you're doing the work that needs to be done, the shadow work, the fucking work in the light, all the work that needs to be done so you can secure yourself in the universe and just be at peace. This is the God's Hour.
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now.
While the angels fly over my head.